Parks and Recreation Department manages more than 1,100 acres in and around Shawnee. With a skeleton crew, dedication to tasks at hand is paramount.
With all the acreages that we have to mow and you know, on a normal year when it's not so wet, we can normally get around to all of our areas all in a reasonable amount of time. When we have a year like we have this year, when long before the summer even started, it started raining, and it just kept coming and kept coming. It's really been tough. You know, normally on a regular routine, we get around to the 29 parks once every 2 weeks. Now, in 2 weeks, the grass grows, say 8 inches. I have a great bunch of guys. They like to, they take this personally. They like things to look good, and we do get some complaints. But you know, we try as much as we can to get around, and with water standing in some of the parks and in some of the ditches, you know, there's just areas that we cannot get into no matter what kind of machine we have, unless we walk out there and weed eat some of those areas and wade the water.
Keeping Shawnee beautiful can be dangerous. Last year, tractors tumbled twice mowing sloped areas. In one instance, when the tractor operator and the machine stopped flipping, they found themselves upside down in the creek.
I had 2 tractors turn over with employees on them, which it's really a dangerous situation mowing areas like this. That's when we started looking at what they call the Spider. It's a remote control slope mower. It mows a 4-foot swath, has a 300-foot range on the remote control. That helps keep the operator out of the danger areas and allows us to even mow even steeper areas than we have been able to mow with brush hogs. It's even equipped with a winch on it for those areas that are really steep, that works in conjunction with the wheels and automatically pulls the mower up and down the slopes. Some of the particular areas that we would use this type of machine in would be the Pierre Terran Bridge out of MacArthur, the airport underpass on those slopes, here on Lake Road and the overpass of 177, the dams out of the lake, and also the airport helped us with some funding on this mower that we use it out there also in some of the areas where it's hard to get the mower in on some of the ditches and slopes out there.
The Parks and Recreation Department budget is tight and split into 2 parts. Maintenance and Operations receives roughly $500,000 each year. The Capital Outlay Fund is dependent upon pressing equipment needs.
With safety concerns to our employees, we started looking at ways that we could keep our employees safe while they're out mowing. And that's when we found the Spider, started looking into it, had a demo, and the Spider cost right at about $40,000. And I would say that was a good investment considering what a life would cost when a rollover would occur, whether it was the death of an employee or the continual care of one getting injured. We could spend a whole lot more on that than what the equipment cost. Another example would be maintenance to some of our buildings. The Parks Department just isn't responsible for mowing. They also maintain right at around 8 municipal buildings. And those buildings require to keep the roof up, fresh paint, things that just go wrong during the year with toilet facilities or holes in the wall, new carpet. And that all is done with our 6 employees that we now have in the Parks Department.
The Twin Lakes areas, railroad right-of-ways, several vacant lots throughout our city are all the responsibility of our Parks and Recreation Department to maintain. Oh yeah, there's 29 parks as well.
One of the parks that everybody knows is Woodland Veterans Park, which has our municipal pool in it. Right now the Veterans Memorial is under construction in that park, And some of the, not only do we mow that park, we also have the responsibility of maintaining the water quality on the pool, the building, the pool equipment itself. And then with the new memorial coming in, we're going to have to throw a little more attention over into that area to make sure that that area looks great for the public and for respect out of the veterans and those that died in service overseas in wars. Another park would be Kid Space Park, a community-built park that is coming up pretty close to 20 years old. It's a widely used park. On the weekends we'll have 3 and 4 reservations for family reunions, birthday parties there. We tried to pay a lot of attention to that park to keep it looking nice, keep the grass mowed. Recently, within the last year and a half, we put a skate park in there, which has drawn a lot of attention to the skateboarders and the bicycles that really enjoy that type of stuff and really utilize that park. Right next door to that would be the cemetery. You know, cemeteries are special and dear to a lot of people's hearts. I have a crew out there in the field of 3 people. The cemetery consists of 80 acres and around 13,500 headstones out there that have to be weed eated around. And like I say, on a normal year when it's dry, we can keep the cemetery maintained like it really should be. When we come up to a year with a lot of rain, it really gets difficult to get into those areas. You don't want to go in to mow those areas when they're standing in water or run over some of the fresh graves, because you just end up rutting it up. You end up causing more work for the employees out there that really have a hard time maintaining in the first place.
It's difficult anytime for 6 guys to maintain all the areas for which our Parks and Recreation Department is responsible to upkeep. As citizens, we can help by mowing our property, especially in outlying areas, all the way to the street.
It really is a community effort to keep up the beautification areas and the mowing within Shawnee. I've got to put a plug in for the master gardeners, the garden clubs. Without them helping maintain some of our beautification areas, it would really be really hard for us to be able to do what we do now.